Hey, y'all. Ooh, that's a trip. The lights are like right in my face. We're going to do a quick little live stream tonight. I'm going to shut that off because those lights are really annoying. And just bullshit for a little bit. I finally got everything done. I planned on doing a live earlier today and didn't get around to it. It's just been one of those days. So I figured I'd come bullshit with you guys for a little while tonight before I take the weekend off. I hope you guys have all had a great day. And tomorrow is Friday. Let's get going. Hey, y'all. What y'all up to? It's late for some of you. On the East Coast. Hey, Duchess. Hey, Belt Bandit. Catherine. Steph. I figured I got a little shit to talk tonight. Chico did an excellent live earlier and gave an update on Tyree Nichols' case. If you're interested, please go check it out. Doohickey. Anonymous. Bo. Andy Rose, Angel, Rondi Potter, Maria, thank you. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Mimi of 8. Avi, Titanium Built, Diana. Hey, Christina, love you. Nicole B, I got a funny story to tell you guys first. Napa Valley Girl, Julie A, Annabella, KCG, Stacy, AMAC, Talking Smack. So, funny story. Kyle's in like the middle of kind of nowhere I guess it's kind of like the farmland, mountain land of Western Washington anyways. Well, last night he was out walking and we're talking on the phone and it's pitch black. It's like 10 o'clock. And we're talking on the phone and he's walking along and he had no cares in the world. It was past his bedtime, so he'd already smoked and he was cracking me up. Because all of a sudden, you hear an elk bugle. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever heard an elk bugle, a bull elk bugle in the wilds, it is intense. And usually you hear them in the distance. Way off in the distance, they're not very loud, but you can hear them like bouncing off the trees and stuff. And they're still really cool to hear. This one wasn't in the distance. This one was fucking way too close. And I hear it like it's sitting next to me on the phone. And Kyle goes, "What was that?" And I said, a bull elk. Where are you? And he's like, "Oh, no care in the world." And I'm like, "Babe, that's really freaking close. I used to hunt in Montana. I've been around. I know what I'm talking about." He's like, okay. He keeps walking. We're talking. Within 3 minutes, the most hell-raising, back of your neck, hair-raising screech bugle, a warning of get the fuck out of my space. What are you doing? Was so loud. It pierced I had to pull my phone away from my head and I yelled, "Where the fuck are you? That's really close." And he's like, "I can't see him." Finally, he like turns his flashlight on. They were right fucking there in the ditch. I'm like, get the fuck out of there. And he's like, it's fine. I'm like, oh my God. They are really aggressive, especially during meeting season. And I'm like, he's like, I'll be fine. KCG, I don't know about Arizona, but he's just chilling. Like he was going to walk up and pet the motherfucker. You know, he could care less. And I'm on the phone just panicking going, yeah, I'm going to be breaking it to my subs that Kyle's in the hospital in a full body cast because he got taken out by a fucking elk. They're there like every night. It was that second one though. It wasn't your typical like bugling for a mate. It was a warning bugle of you are way too fucking close to me. So I I was just losing my shit though. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's just chilling. He's like, oh, no big deal. Kyle isn't a hunter or anything like that. So that panicked the shit out of me, but it gave me a good heart attack. But then I went to the cardiologist today, and the cardiologist said my heart's great. So I was like, okay, you didn't kill me yet. I'm just like, oh my God. When you're out hunting, it's what you want to hear. Like, it's what you want to hear, but you're prepared for that. He's walking down the road with his cell phone and a joint, like not what you want to be prepared for coming across an elk that's within, you know, way less than a football field from you. Those buggers are strong and powerful and fast as fuck. Mimi of 8, the people at Yellowstone that get out and try to like take pictures of the buffalo and shit. Oh God, I grew up around all that shit. You don't do that shit. But anyways, it's NorCal. You're right on Kyle's level. He was like, I'm fine. I'm like, oh my God, you are such a dork. He gave me a good shock for the night though. So I told him because they're out there all the time. They're out in this fields right next to the farm he's at. So he's going to try to if he can get audio of it. Holy shit, you were chased by a moose? Okay, Terry, that's terrifying. Moose are aggressive too, especially female ones if they have calves. Holy shit, that is scary as shit. Yeah, Jennifer, it's the coolest sound. It's actually like super cool to hear in the wilds, but not when you're within that close of a vicinity. Those are big animals and they are powerful and they are aggressive at times. Yeah. Crazy. Oh yeah, it's probably bow season up there. I haven't even looked. I used to know all the different seasons. I haven't hunted in years. I got sensitive and can't do it in my old age anymore. Hey, yeah. Oh, really? First few days of deer season? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The first couple weeks of bow season or rifle season in Montana, you could guarantee that nobody was there. It was funny because it was just way back. It was way different out there. Yeah, moose can get really aggressive. Absolutely. Black bear are really cool to watch. We had a lot of mountain lions too in Montana where I lived. They actually had a thing called the cat hunters ball after mountain lion season. Crazy thing. Research it. It's weird. Gun season's now. See, it's been so long since I've done any of this. Oh no. I've been spit on by a lot of llamas, Nicole. Fit and Kirby. I don't really know what happened today, to be honest, on the YouTube streets. I had a lot of stuff going on. I just got finished packing, got everything done here. So, but we're going to take a look at some things that I was going to lay this out. I told you guys I wanted to do this pre-record. Well, I'm just going to lay it out in real time for you guys because I was just cracking myself up watching this. And then I'm going to show you guys, well, this is the craziness. So this was sent to me because Duchess was tagged in this video that I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to start off with some fun and lighthearted stuff, and then I'm going to end it with probably things that are going to make your skin crawl of what's happening continued. And then for the next few days, I'm going to be doing some fun stuff. I'll bring you guys some fun stuff. And then next week when I am back home, we'll get back into regular stuff. So Oh, Fit and Curvy, I'm glad you're here. I hope all of you guys have had a good week so far. Okay. Let's get into it. So we're going to start with Beddy, and I'm bouncing back for a reason, and then I want to look at a few of other spots on these, but I'm doing this specifically for a reason, and you're going to see why. So this is from a couple days ago. Let's just take a look. Most of you have probably seen people review this already, but this is what cracks me up. This is the way my brain works.
Because a lot of these hate channels are covering this case just because of me.
Ma'am, don't flatter yourself. That's not the truth. In fact, most of us were pushing back on the misinformation before your ass came into it. You came in because other people were getting clicks and views, and you had a Facebook group that you were using salacious information from. Let's be honest for a second. Most of us called it. In fact, we called it that you were only coming in to cover it because you had issues with people that were pushing back on the misinformation. But carry on.
There's like a lot of other children. You know, they're always talking about the indigenous woman, the Black woman that's not getting enough attention. Yet they don't do anything to try to bring attention to them. They don't try to do anything. They like to say, oh my God, you're not covering this. Well, you aren't either.
Actually, a lot of us talk about those topics. That's not our main thing, but we will touch on those topics. There's channels that do cover that stuff, and they do an excellent job at it. But carry on.
Why don't you show me how it's done?
We don't want you touching those cases, but speaking for me, I prefer that you don't, because you're so insensitive to the ones you do cover. I think that would be a travesty and a disservice. So it's probably best you don't.
Why don't you lead by example? But they won't. All they want to do is complain and bitch, moan and groan, and never do one thing different. One thing different. I'm changing this. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and make this about me. This is about Sebastian Rogers. And if you...
She's not making it about her. Meanwhile, the whole thing is basically about her. And I'll show you guys that in a few.
Knuckleheads can't get it through your fucking head. You don't deserve to be here. I could care less whether you guys are all extinct. Everybody's like, oh my God, she said extinct. Yes, I did. Cockroaches should be extinct.
Well, I agree that roaches are kind of a pain in the ass, but weird. You're weird.
But they're not. They're the ones that survive. So I have a can of Raid. Just saying.
It is after dark. I can say what I think, can't I? I think she's got Summer's Eve and Raid confused. Beddy, stop spraying down there with Raid.
Put that. I'm pretty sure it'll make the news. We got to pay some more hate channels, right? We got to make sure that they keep their lights on. We got to give them all the clips that they can get.
Wait, did you mention hate channels that you got to keep their lights on? Would that be kind of like this one here? Let's just take a look.
Hold on. Sorry, my son distracted me. Go ahead and go lay down. I'm utilizing the platform exactly the way that it's supposed to be used, right? YouTube tells us to promote our memberships. YouTube tells us to promote super chats. But they were laughing and mocking me about me saying that I try to meet a membership goal. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about it because, you know, is there anybody that has an issue with that is an actual member of my channel or a supporter of mine? Does that make you guys think or feel like I don't care about these cases that I cover? Or do I give you guys the impression that the only thing I care about is money? Now, this is the way that I pay my bills. This is what keeps my lights on. I've never lied about that.
Oh, wait. Did Beddy say that that's what keeps their lights on? Wait, let's listen to this again. Hold on.
Bitch, moan and groan, and never do one thing different. One thing different. I'm changing this. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and make this about me. This is about Sebastian Rogers. And if you knuckleheads can't get it through your fucking head, you don't deserve to be here. I could care less whether you guys are all extinct. Everybody's like, oh my God, she said extinct. Yes, I did. The news. We got to pay some more hate channels, right? We got to make sure that they keep their lights on. We got to give them all the clips that they can get.
The only people that I ever hear speaking about keeping their lights on are, well, mostly you two.
Think or feel like I don't care about these cases that I cover? Or do I give you guys the impression that the only thing I care about is money?
Oh.
Now, this is the way that I pay my bills. This is what keeps my lights on. I've never lied about that. Never been never made a secret about it.
Well, shit, say it isn't so. But wait a second. Wait a second here. Hold on. We got another interesting little thing to throw in there too. Hold on. Let's go here.
a direct support to those efforts. We're able right now, based on just the stuff that we get just from our channel, we're able to keep the lights on here as well as do a trip a month to help a family.
Oh, shit.
This family has needed more love and more support than.
Shit, did she just say that's what keeps her lights on too? God dang, the team members. Y'all are keeping the team members' lights on. Good job. I mean, and then you can't forget this. I mean, Brittany even called it out, Betty. This is what you are.
I'll be interested to see where this goes. I mean, at the end of the day, Betty is absolutely an opportunist. I'm not ashamed to say that, in my opinion, allegedly. She's an opportunist. So,
Well, so basically you guys are telling us that you guys keep each other's lights on, but meanwhile, it's you guys that are reliant on these places to keep the lights on. Yeah, you might as well titanium built. I guess it's a thing to do. Meanwhile, it's just the team members that are saying that. But I mean, hey, so let's just go back over here for a minute, because this one actually gets pretty fucking gnarly, and I want to hear you guys to hear how some of you guys have probably already listened to this one, but I just figured I would make that short and sweet. Yeah, exactly. Thor, pot, meat kettle. Sometimes they should just stop talking. It might do them some really good. It might, but let them talk.
Versus a cappuccino. Well, it's pretty scientific. You have a little more milk.
Betty really fond of those shorts these days.
And a latte.
She must have got the 3-inch little booty shorts instead of the 7-inch ones.
And it's only 1/3 foam and the rest milk. When a cappuccino, you have less less milk, and it's half milk, half foam. Who knew? Who knew? I just know that they tasted good, and that's what I liked about them. Okay. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. This hump day. Happy hump day. Happy.
This is from yesterday.
Hump day to all of you beautiful people out there. I hope everybody's doing great. We're going to be talking about 2 cases today. 2 cases that are near and dear to my.
We're talking about a head case, in my opinion. Again, it's after dark. I'm not going to be nice.
Heart. Hey, Lori, Crystal Pistol, Karen, Dawn. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hey. Give me just a second. I'm trying to get all this stuff sent. Oh, shit. Oops. I didn't say that. You guys didn't hear that. I do not owe the cuss jar any money. You guys didn't hear it. It was an illusion in your cranium.
I actually heard that too, Duchess. I haven't watched it fully yet. But I heard she did that. I've heard she's done a few vile things. This part right here coming up is going to show how entitled this one is.
I did not say that. I did not say that. Just letting everybody know I did not say that. You did not hear that come out of my mouth.
We don't care. Carry on.
All right. Sorry. All the work that needs to be done. I didn't get this all set up like I was supposed to. Oh, I missed a lot of people. Who else is in the house? Sorry. Hey, guys. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you. I think I stopped at Dawn. Stephanie, it's nice to see you. Teresa, Vita, Maggie, it's nice to see you, Mags. The Real Me Too. Reach for the Sky. Lord.
Yeah, we don't care.
Okay. TB, I find, love your name. Good morning. Good morning, Holly, the Hen House, Lisa, Courage and Harmony. Love that. Love that. Love that. Good morning, Michelle. Dog is eating on the pig's ear as we speak. The pig's ear is saving Bullhorn Betty for this live. Yes, yes, yes. We do not have a dog crawling all over us this wonderful morning. Why? Because she's preoccupied with a big old pig ear. Second thesis, it's nice to see you. Most definitely, I'm having a wonderful Wednesday. Hope you're having.
Those fucking hoops get bigger every time.
A great day, too. Today is great. This afternoon, not so much.
She must have got the variety pack and it's just working her up.
So I'm going in. I'm going in. My back is going to be broken tomorrow. You know.
Penelope, I would actually play matchmaker for you to go on a date with this one. I bet it would be the time of your life. And I would love the details afterwards. I guarantee it would be a night you would never forget.
You know, I'm already having, ever since I got out of jail, guys, I'm not joking. I think I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. I think there's a nerve pinch. You know, I've had neuropathy down my right arm since that.
Okay, hold on. We got to back that up and slow it down, because I want everybody to understand what she's doing here. And mods, just so you know, Penelope's funny as fuck and is allowed to fuck with me all if they want. It doesn't bother me at all. So don't get upset.
See you. Most definitely. I'm having a wonderful Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day too. Today is great. This afternoon, not so much. So I'm going in. I'm going in. My back is going to be broken tomorrow. You know, I'm already having, ever since.
My back is going to be broken tomorrow. Huh. She's got little booty shorts on.
Since I got out of jail.
I have no hate with that. You guys, I run around without pants on all the time. Truly, like, it's Arizona. I sweat from places I didn't even know existed that you could sweat from. It has been in the hundreds this week. It is hot as hell here. So I got no shame for her not wearing any pants. I mean, do your thing. I just don't need to see it, but whatever.
Guys, I'm not joking. I think I'm going to have to go to the doctor. I think there's a nerve pinch. Do you know I've had neuropathy down my right arm since that event?
Since that event. Okay. What event, Betty?
Thought it was the mattress. You know, I was very thankful. I was, you know, when we came back from the doohickey, I had ordered a new mattress, not for any other reason than just every few years I change out my mattress. And so
could it be pre-existing conditions that you just flared up because you're sitting on your ass crooked on the couch?
Then I ended up going to the vigil and getting arrested, and I was sitting on hard concrete for 19 hours. And my back almost locked up. I won't lie to you. It really did. I was in a lot of pain inside there.
Oh my God. Did you just say and complain about being in a jail for 19 hours? Do you know what our prison system looks like? Do you know what prisoners who are in there for years on end, aging prisoners, do you know what they sleep on? Do you know what they have for blankets and pillows? The sense of entitlement here is out of her mind, out of my mind. Like, what the fuck? And for somebody who has spent as much time, you would think you would know already. You would know that that's a consequence of your actions, potentially. Like, you're doing that to yourself. But no. You're just like, I'm going to go try it out again. Maybe they got queen size mattresses and furry blankets for me to use this time. Like, that's what you expect. Ma'am, you're in jail. You're in jail.
There because that concrete in my degenerate disc disease, scoliosis, the neck surgery did not do well. Staying up for 18 hours, I got no sleep. Because
do you realize that they take crime victims to jail sometimes that have been pew-pewed, shot, stabbed? Like, do you understand that people that have major injuries, have cancer pain, stage 4 cancer, are treated with less than you are? Do you understand that right now?
I couldn't sleep on hard concrete. It was freezing cold. And I think it was done like that by design. I thought it was very rude. But like even this morning, I woke up and my whole arm was just dead. So it's not, it's really starting to bother me. And I don't know what's wrong, but I know something.
So she's going to allude to that she thinks that was done by design. Like, she's the most important prisoner in the jail, that they cranked up the air conditioning just to freeze her out because she's such a high target and such a priority for Sumner County Jail, that they would do all these things just to torture her. Do you guys understand what she's attempting to set up? In my opinion, she is trying to set up some sort of claim against Sumner County.
It's not right.
For maltreatment.
So, Rebecca, it's nice to see you. Boodlebug, Patty, the real me too, Shelly. NJs, it's nice to see you. Gigi for life. Good morning. Good morning. I have neuropathy in my legs, and oh my gosh, it is. People don't understand how incredibly painful it is. Your hand hurts. You know, the whole arm hurts because it's completely dead. It's like dead weight. I mean, it just flops in the morning. It's worrisome because, you know, that's the way it was before I had my neck surgery. And that's the whole reason why they did the neck surgery, was the neuropathy. And, you know, it occasionally I'll have a flare up, but it's usually when I'm overextended or something like that. And it usually just goes away on its own naturally, you know, from the flare up. Usually it's, you know, I've turned my neck too hard. I've done something, you know, overtaxing on my body, and I'll have neuropathy for a few days. But this is not going away. I mean, it's been over a month, and it's like every single morning I wake up with a neuropathy.
Welcome to getting old. Welcome to getting old and having medical conditions. That's why people at our age, like, that have pre-existing conditions and aren't, like, you know, cut out for that life of being tough. I would be crying and whining too. I'm going to be honest. I'm not meant for that, like, at all. Like, I'm not built for that shit. I'm a crybaby bitch about my back when I sleep wrong or something like that. So I'm not going to say I wouldn't complain, but I wouldn't put it off that it's Sumner County's fault. If I ended up in jail, it's something I did. See, that's the point here. Like, I wouldn't give a shit if you were bitching, because that's just what you do. But the fact that you're trying to twist this, that they somehow did this intentionally to you, it was set up by design. And what?
On my right side of my
Stop harassing victims and their families, and maybe you wouldn't end up in those spots.
My body. And if I remember before, whenever I had the neck surgery, it's been so many years, I could be completely wrong. I thought it was on the left side, but it could have very well been on my right side. But it hasn't been very good. It hasn't been.
Trust me, you wouldn't forget, in my opinion.
Very good. So I'm going to end up having to figure this out and go take care of that. Carol Loves, it's nice to see you.
You're going to have to go figure this out. You said you were getting your back broken tomorrow. You said you were getting your back broken. What? Hey, babe. Love you. What the fuck is this shit? I should send this to my sister. She'd fucking fall over laughing. My sister's, for anybody that doesn't know, came out of prison, and state women's prison, and she's got some stories. Like, this is such entitlement on levels that is just unbelievable.
Nani, Paula, good morning. Terry, it's nice to see you. My mom has DDD and has had 5 surgery on her spine. Last one, put a metal pole. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want, because once that metal rod goes in, your mobility just sucks. I didn't mind whenever I only had the discectomy infusion on the C5 and the C6. And I believe that was back in 2005 or 2007 or something, somewhere around there, early to mid 2000s. I remember that. But
it's so weird to me that she forgets this. Maybe it's just because I repeat my stuff so often. I don't know. It just seems odd to me that she doesn't remember these details. That could just be a me thing again. But when you have issues like this and have had reconstructive surgeries or disc thing, like, these are questions that you get asked quite frequently. I don't know.
That was just the 2. And I didn't mind having the 2 fused together because I can still turn my neck. It probably doesn't have as much mobility as I need to, but even like that shoots pain, slap down this back shoulder.
Meaning you have a pre-existing condition. Meaning one thing doesn't lead to the other. Like, oh my God. You just screwed yourself, just so you know. You're admitting that it was a pre-existing condition. You're welcome.
Here, I don't like it. I didn't have these problems before. Kathy, it's nice to see you. Sugar Bear, Sluislation, Sunset Gazing. It's nice to see you.
You know, IBL, that's a good point. She might not. So you might be right. She might not be following up on it as often as need be.
You, my love. Court Crime Couch. Hello, my love. I hope you're doing well this Wednesday. Victoria, it's nice to see you. Mr. and Mrs. Carr.
I'm a seahorse. That was one of the things I thought too. Riding in a vehicle for a long time is super hard for me. And I mean, like 4.5 hours. I have to get out and like stretch and stuff. Kyle can tell you I'm a big baby. When we got to the hotel that night, my knees were like, I'm like a big crybaby, because when you have issues with your back, or you get injections, or you've had stuff done, like, you don't forget about that shit usually, because I mean, unless hers completely fixed it and she never had any problems from them. I don't know. This is just weird to me. I'm going to say it. It is weird. It's weird. But maybe it's because she didn't have insurance and hasn't followed up.
Our guy, big hugs and kisses to both of you. I got to tell you, Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy are just great people. They're the ones that got me the security threat shirt. Okay. Now that you guys know that that's a classic. And they've been great support. So just God bless them. I need so many surgeries. I'm not getting any of them. I know. I don't want to hear that. That's pretty much why I haven't gone, because I'm scared they're going to tell me I'm going to need another surgery, and I don't want to. Sissy, it's nice to see you. Phil, a true psychic, it's nice to see you.
I mean, nobody wants to have surgery, but this just seems very overly dramatized, because she went from saying she was having her back broken into Sumner County, and they set that up by design, back into telling about her past issues, into, this just all seems very calculated, if you ask me, and very read the room. You sound so insanely entitled right now.
You as well. Amy, Marie, Danita, it's nice to see you. Dana, Donna, and Wait What, it's nice to have you. Wait What just reminded us, don't forget to go out there and hit that thumbs up button. They do surgery on my back. I can get paralyzed. That's why I won't let them touch my back. That's what I was scared of whenever they were doing my discectomy infusion. And I was a very fortunate gal that I can't even remember the doctor that did it, but I remember when I did my research, I found that
So they must have, the way she just motioned to that, they went in through the front of the neck. That's pretty typical too.
doctor in my county that had published medical articles published, medical research published. He was very good, top of his.
I think that's similar to what Seth had done, actually.
He was one of the top surgeons in this area, and I was very, very fortunate
Can
to
I
have him do my surgery. I don't know how I managed to get him to do the surgery, because you got to understand, I did not have a whole lot of money. And
yeah, the deflectionist, she seems to do really good, like out there driving around, sitting for that long. She says when she's out there searching, she really searches. Like, she searches. It takes me days to recover when we go to like a big event or the races or something. Like, I have to prep for weeks in advance, and then I pay for it for days on end after. Like, she seems really limber. I'm a crybaby 80-year-old.
And I can guarantee he did not get paid from. This is before they changed the law in Florida to make sure that the doctors get paid out of your settlement, or the insurance has to pay somehow. And I don't even know if he ever got paid. I don't know how that all worked out with my settlement. I have to think he got paid, because I never received any type of threats to sue or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure they paid it out of my settlement somehow, but it was so many years ago, I can't remember.
Maybe it was just a crazy time in her life too. I'm going to give her some. Maybe it was just a really wild time in her life that she blocks part of it out.
But I remember it was a very, very costly surgery, and I had one of the best neurosurgeons in this area. And again, how that happened, I can't remember. I want to say his name was, what the hell was his name? I'll think of it.
Babe, I remembered to take the garbage to the road and water the lawn before I left. I'm doing good.
I'll think of it, because I remember I talk about him all the time, and he's just not coming to my mind right now. But either way, good morning. It is Wednesday, guys. I'm Bullhorn Betty, and we cover true crime. We're going to be.
I just thought that was really odd. Like, that was a really odd way to start this live stream. Read the room. You sound so entitled, and you fail to realize that people are in prison for years. People die in prisons. People suffer in prisons. And you are bitching about 19 hours in a county, basically holding cell. If you don't want to go to a holding cell, don't do the behaviors that ended you up in the holding cell, and then double, triple, quadruple down.
Getting on the case of Sebastian Rogers, but I wanted to give some updates, because many of you guys know Alec Murdaugh's case is very near and dear to.
This was just wild to me, but I want to go back to this one, because this one, she's crazy violent. This one is just wild. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it already, but this was wild to hear. All right, let's go. And I haven't watched the full thing, so we're just going to pick up somewhere in it.
In this whole entire situation. I mean, I wouldn't want to imply any further damage that you're doing on their behalf. It's sickening. It's sickening. These people should have been warned.
I'm glad you're on a forklift instead of out walking by elk.
Kicked off, written warning. But let me guess, they probably got a little, oh, well, we don't want to upset anybody around here, especially Chris and Katie. We would hate to have.
Wait, I got to go back further. Something was popping off right here.
Who's that work for the Proudfoots? Let's be honest. Okay. They're the ones that.
We're going all the way back. Never mind. I don't remember what was in the beginning of this.
Oh, Bullhorn Betty. It's nice to see you all here. This morning, if you're wondering why I set up a live and I was not here exactly when the live was supposed to start, it's because Delilah got on the pee pad like she was going to pee, and we had to run outside. Well, she's a puppy and she likes to play. And when she decided she wanted to play, she decided to run mommy from the front yard to the backyard.
She looks pissed about this.
After the live was scheduled. So there you have it. Jenny, it's nice to see you. Holly, Emma, Linda, Patricia, good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Chilas.
Hey, everybody coming in and joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me on the late night stream.
Stephanie, Crystal Pistol.
We're going to just watch a little bit of this one, and then I've got one other stream that somebody posted today that we're going to talk about. She's a psychic. She's a gifted one, the one that we're going to end this out with tonight. appreciate y'all being here.
Bookworm, it's nice to see you, my love. Don, Nani, it's nice to see you. Good morning, Stacy. Tinks, Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy up in the house. Roxy, our beautiful Ma, the real me too. Natalie, Cheryl, our beautiful sweet Misery. Barbosa, Truth in Time. Good morning, Peggy. Patty, Second Thesis is up in the house. Brianna, Busy Mom, it's nice to see you. Stacy, Jill, Hope Floats. I love that. Truth shall set you free. I love it. Robert, it's nice.
And all of you in the comment section that have back issues and are talking about it too. I've been reading some of your stuff or health issues in general. My heart goes out to all of you. Like, I know so many people can't even leave their houses. Like, please understand, for me, I am so incredibly thankful for what I am still able to do. But there is people that's why, like, watching people like this just completely miss the point that it was her choices that got her in jail. And then she's bitching about it and making it into this big old, like, poor her situation. There's people that by no fault of their own suffer every day, have a hard time getting up and down out of bed, are suffering from terrible diseases. They didn't get to choose any of that. Like, your choices put you in jail. Your choices, nobody else's. And you're acting so entitled. It's just wild.
Nice to see you, Gigi for Life, Boodlebug, Shining Star, Georgia Patriot Woman, Dwight Meadows, good morning. Melanie, Oma, One Sock, it's nice to see you. What the hell is up with the Sue and Sebastian's army? I don't know what's going on with that. We'll see. Queen of Hype, The Hen House, Angela's Clips and Giggles, good morning. Down on YouTube, especially from those people, because, they lie about everything.
Okay, hold on.
YouTube, especially from... Yes. Good morning, Betty.
I'm trying to cut out as much time of this as I can, and it just keeps...
In chat, 24, Vita's reminding us, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way in. Susan, it's nice to see you. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of, I don't ever believe anything on YouTube, especially from those people, because, they lie about everything. Let's be honest. The people that they associate with them, the content creators, everybody, they lie. We all saw the photo, right? We all saw the photo of them allegedly searching. We don't call drone searching. Okay. They did not have one stick of...
We don't call drone searching. So did you happen to tell that to Midwest EquiSearch, who has an entire drone team? It's part of what they do to search for missing people quite often. Did you tell that to emergency management? Because they use drones also in the search for Sebastian. It seems to me a lot of people use drones for searching. So you're telling us that drones aren't searching?
Dirt on them. I don't know if you have seen me search, but I'm usually mud from head to toe when I'm out there in the woods searching. I've got branches coming out of my hair. I've got dirt on my face. I'm usually tracking through, especially...
You also have fucking venomous snake bites. And you're still here. Okay, Crocodile Dundee, get the fucking to the point.
Especially in Tennessee. Water, streams, everything. Like, I got mud splattered up the backside of my butt. Like, that's, I don't know what...
I don't care. Welcome to walking outside and doing something in the woods. Do you want a fucking award?
Kind of searching they did where their socks are still white and they can use ankle high shoes to go searching. Like, I wear boots, and usually my boots are...
These mofos are so concerned about going at each other that they're looking at people's ankles and socks. Can that say desperate? What?
Are ruined, and I have to...
I search better than you do. You search, you don't do it right. Like, there is a missing kid. Who cares how... Oh.
Change into my, which are very, very uncomfortable, my rain boots. And when I have to change into my rain boots, I can't fit my rain boots over my shoes. I got to take my shoes off and put my feet in the rain boots. And that's what makes my feet hurt, because they have no padding in the rain boots. I've never seen people out searching for a whole week and literally not have a stitch of dirt on them, a scratch on them from the briars. And
really? I've seen many people. I think I've seen you claim you were out searching and not be in that rough of shape at times. In fact, the snake bite one, I don't remember you being mud from head to... I don't remember that. You could have been.
Stuff like that. Like, we're cut up. I mean, you guys saw me. I had half dollars.
Ma'am, you're cut up walking out the fucking front door when you have a vicious dog attack of 2 Chihuahuas. Like, you walk out your front door and this shit happens to you. I'm serious, Crocodile Dundee. Fucking... It's an adventure as soon as you open the door for you. Life is a fucking adventure for you. And you really are disconnected from reality. But because somebody else looks clean in a photo, it sent you on this whole, I'm scared of the outside world. And you could never hack it on a fucking farm. Let me just tell you that. Like, never a day in the life of a dairy farmer, pig farmer, no chicken. Oh my God. You would just kiss your ass goodbye, Betty, because you couldn't hack it.
Size blisters on the palms of my feet from like Paola Miranda Rosa. When we were out in the swamp, we did 20 flipping miles. I mean, we were
20 flipping miles. When was this?
coming back. I'm walking.
Okay, I'm going to be very assholish right now, but somebody with that many back issues, previous back issues, neck issues, unless they made like an entire good, like 1 in a million types of recovery, if you had that many issues previously, had to have surgery, and then you're out hiking 20 miles, I don't think you could hack it all at once. Maybe you did combined over 5 days, maybe something like that. I could understand that but that would be, if she's hurting after 19 hours in a jail cell, 20 miles would wreck her, in my opinion. It would wreck me.
Walking on the heels of my feet, like the pads of my toes are up in the air. I'm like, oh, I can't walk another minute in these things. I'm gonna be out. I mean, I was hurting for certain. And I remember I was out there with it was Olivia.
Okay, she says she was hurting, but fuck my life. This is too much.
JLR and mom. And of course,
she is building up a whole fucking thing here, and it's
Olivia, she likes to get her shots. So I have my feet hurt so bad. And she's trying to get a shot of me and JLR on a piece of wood out in the water of this. And I'm like, which I needed to cool off anyways. But she had me walking on bark. Okay. I don't know. It's definitely bark and blisters don't really go hand in hand. And it really does hurt. And I'm trying to balance. I thought she was going to capture me slipping and falling, which I think she was trying to do. I won't lie. She likes those. What are you doing? Do you know your place? Would you like me to?
I am so fucking confused right now.
Are you comfortable sitting on?
Olivia does get around. Olivia will hike. I've seen that girl put some miles on.
Talking to me like that? Okay. Well,
and JLR is like, fucking where's Waldo? Let's be honest. That man is all over hell. Like, he's got endless bounds of energy. Like, that man just goes. I don't know where he gets that energy, but he is like, he does. I don't care for the fucking dude, but I can admit that that's true.
She apparently wants her mama. She won't go play. How can he debunk anything unless he knows the truth? He's disgusting. That's a good question. So it's nice to see you. Tulips missing in plain sight. Sunset gazing. It's nice to see all of you guys this morning. As many of you know,
I'm trying really hard to like give her the benefit of the doubt on a lot of this stuff too. Please understand that, because I don't like to like, everybody has different issues and they handle them different and stuff like that. And that's, I'm trying not to be super petty on certain things, but some of this just doesn't click for me. And the fact that she was just blaming Sumner County for intentionally basically setting this up, and then we're hearing something just bothers me here.
We're talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is a 15-year-old boy. He's about to turn 16 in December. But he's a 15-year-old boy, highly functioning, highly autistic, high-functioning autistic boy. Let me get it correct. He disappeared from inside his locked home. There is no apparent break-in, no apparent.
Okay, in my chat right quick, how many of you were present, put a 1 in the chat, during the Alicia Navarro case out of Arizona, who was found in Havre, Montana, 4 years later? I just want to see a 1 if you were around for that case.
Alien abduction, no apparent stranger danger breaking into the freaking window. The only thing that was...
She constantly says highly autistic instead of high-functioning autistic.
That was odd is that Mommy Dearest was in the locked house with him, and she wants us to believe that her son merely evaporated from his bed. That's basically where we're at. And then we have a stepfather that wants to lie about every single detail of it.
So, by the way, before I go any further, I have to answer this from last night. I did read some of your comments in the chat last night. Those are on members only, because I just am not entertaining that shit. It's done. Anywho, but somebody asked in the comment section on last night's video, you knew all this and you still went up. Yeah, I thought I could do something there. I don't even know what I was thinking. I overshot. I did 100% right. I thought there would be a different, I don't know why the fuck my brain was not working, except I had already decided to go to bed, and then all that stuff transpired, and I might partake in gummies in the evening, and thought I was like just going to ride that out and it was going to turn out differently. No, I'm a dumbass. Let's just say that. Like, I don't know what I was doing. Okay, there you go.
Everybody's life. And if somebody doesn't say something just perfect, he wants to make things ultra crystal clear and super transparent for all of us stupid idiots out here in the
Should have fucking known. Okay. My dumbass learned my lesson again.
YouTube world that just can't figure out the facts of the case. Don't you know? We need to be schooled about the facts of the case because, it's just our illusion that a kid could be in a house with his mom and not evaporate like that. We're so
okay. But that's not being said that he evaporated. Like, that's not being said.
Stupid that we don't believe that. Oh, no. We're supposed to believe that he left the house without food, snacks, toys.
So do any of you in the chat remember what they said about Alicia Navarro's mom after this disappearance and other people, even though there was a note that she left and there was supposedly a sighting at a park like 4 or 5 days later? Does anybody remember what they said about her mom? Does anybody remember what they started accusing the family of? 4 years later, that young gal walked into a police department on her own to get a driver's license. She left a note. She took her cell phone and her computer. And the FBI was highly involved in the beginning of the case. And they still couldn't find her. And she was states away. But they had theories, but none of them, they didn't have proof of anything. She was high functioning autistic. Very similar things like that they're just completely looking over. Not saying that that's what happened. We don't know what happened. But that's why everything is on the table, because we just don't know. Crazy shit happens. And the whole thing that she's stuck on with this stranger danger shit and the small percentage, you're not thinking about the groomed and lured in that percentage, in my opinion. Me and Am talked about that for a long time today. There are so many kids that are groomed and lured from the internet. That's a whole division in itself, like internet crimes against children. It's not just your typical stranger danger in public. Like, they miss the point here on so many fucking possibilities. And jumping to worst case scenario, in my opinion, again, you guys have heard me say this, is dangerous. Because people stop looking for these kids. People stop blaming the families, blaming the victims. Oh, they willingly left. Like they did update and say that, it's in her case that it did seem like she willingly went. There's big differences, of course. But there's still, every option is on the table. The FBI was still involved and they couldn't get a digital fingerprint on what was going on. And she had social media apps. She had gaming devices. Kids are super smart. If they want to do something, they're going to set their mind to it.
Or literally anything to survive on, including shoes and a jacket in the middle of winter.
I don't personally have a solid theory. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But to even jump to this is just irresponsible.
Yeah. We ain't got a clue over here. We need to be schooled. We need to be schooled by the stepfather. Yep, that's what we need to do. So we have a bunch of yahoos that want to stage for a photo op to make it look like 7 months after this child disappeared, they're finally getting off their butts to go out and look for the child. Okay.
Meanwhile, the team that you're on, led by Seth Rogers, Seth himself has even said he went out searching with Chris. Chris was driving. He himself talked about that. You don't know what they've been doing.
Okay, like we don't believe that. Drones are not searching.
People aren't following Seth around, taking pictures of him out there searching, except when JLR was there. So we have no clue. And I choose to just give him the benefit of the doubt that he did at least drive around searching some of the times he did say he was. If I'm going to, God, this is just so weird. We don't live in these people's backyards. I mean, I would hope. It seems like she wants to and keep binocular. We don't know what these parents are doing. Truly. We have no idea what any of them are doing.
Searching is searching. Searching is getting your butts out in those woods. Searching is taking the path from the home in every single possible route this boy has. We don't have that from these parents. And then I hear that CJ.
Ma'am, what? They've been working hand in hand with law enforcement. What?
CJ's in there, and that these criminal outfits that work for the mom.
Oh, my buddy CJ, are we defending him? This is great.
Have that from these parents. And then I hear that CJ's in there, and that these criminal outfits that work for the mom and stepdad are now calling in fake leads to the feds. I hope the feds.
Wait, we gotta do that again. Wait, what? How did CJ get mixed in with tips to the feds?
Single possible route this boy has. We don't have that from these parents. And then I hear that CJ's in there, and that these criminal outfits that work for
that CJ's in there in these criminal outfits.
The mom and stepdad are now calling in fake leads to the feds. I hope.
Fake leads to the feds. Where is CJ in, first of all, besides a parking lot trying to find the serpentine belt bandit? Like, where is CJ in, ma'am? A drainage pipe near you? Like, and I'm not saying that in a mean way. He's just been focused on these manhole situations, which I think is a great idea to recheck them. But what are you talking about? CJ's in where? CJ has nothing to do with the supposed threats from Joseph Leisniak. What are we doing? This is fucking weird.
The feds get in here. I hope they investigate. And I hope they arrest a lot of them. I do. Because.
So people are calling in fake tips, like guidance, calling Dog and Nick's team with a fake plate number. But now you're saying that feds are being called with fake tips? Like, what the fuck? You guys are doing too much.
They're playing with people's lives. They're lying. They're filing false police reports. I mean, these are criminal actions that you guys, most of you guys that are in the bushes that are watching me for these.
Where's the proof of these things? Where is the proof of these things? They're filing false police reports. Where? You guys always talk the most and show nothing, and we're supposed to just take your words for it. Sorry. He thinks that somebody reached up there and cut his serpentine belt off. Meanwhile, you'd have to have go-go gadget fucking arms because nobody's getting their ass. I don't care if you are 5'4" and 110 pounds under that car. He's got a little car that's low to the ground. And he brags about being like 5'8", 150 something. I mean, he's a big dude. I'm being facetious as fuck. What the fuck are they doing?
Hate channels, you're supporting this criminal conduct. Okay, you're supporting people committing felonies. I want people to understand what they are supporting.
People committing felonies. We don't even know if this is happening, nor who supposedly is calling in fake threats or whatever to the... What? How are we supporting shit that we have no clue where this came from? I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to assume somebody is trying to snatch belts off people's cars in the middle of fucking a parking lot 100 yards from the high school. Like, no, what?
Felonies. We are a true crime genre that does not support unrest, incivility.
Meanwhile, you're the one that carries a bullhorn around. You're the one that laws and ordinance have been put in place because of. Meanwhile, you and your cohort Spanky played crying baby music outside the home where a child unfortunately lost its life. His life, excuse me. What?
We don't support that. We don't support people committing crimes. We actually are just the
How many protesters went to jail during Georgia?
opposite of that. So there's no possibility of anyone being associated or in true crime that is willing to break the law.
Oh. Holy shit. Meanwhile, she's the only one that I know of right now in this arena that's facing 6 criminal charges for breaking a restraining order. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is. There probably could be, but I don't know about them.
Is willing to break the law. You guys broke the law on me. You didn't care what you did to the community. You don't care how much this is going to cost the community. You are.
Meanwhile, Dog's line was he works in the gray area of the law, that he likes to bend things until they almost snap.
Animals and hyenas. Stay the F off the phone. And I pray to God that they track them. And people think that, oh, we can use VPNs. Yeah, use VPNs for the feds. Every VPN company in America that is able to be used in America has to keep records. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And trust me, us layman people may not be able to get them, but I guarantee you the feds will.
Let them. Let them.
I guarantee the feds will.
If this is happening, let law enforcement handle it. That's what should be done. If this is happening, Joseph Lesniak said that they were handling it with law enforcement. What's CJ got to do with that? Oh, did he crybaby fit over? Who knows?
There are people out there looking, and they're looking lawfully. The only people that get cops called on them are the yahoos that work for the Proudfoots. Let's be honest. Okay? I'm so confused. CJ's the one that got a cease and desist from Seth Rogers and got it into a big, like, weird pissing match with him over him recording Robin in the woods. Like, what is happening here? They're the ones that were kicked off property for coming onto private property. I've never been kicked off private property in Tennessee ever. Not one time. Not one time have I encroached on private property without permission. Just saying. Just saying. Where's their silver bracelets? That's what I'd like to know. Why are they getting a pass?
Who's?
I'm breaking the law. Why aren't they
Tell us who?
going to jail for 19 hours? Because I never broke the law. I never encroached on anybody's private property. I never harassed anybody. I never talked to anybody while I was there other than the people I had already scheduled to speak.
CJ's on video wanting to go door to door in their neighborhood and also gain access to behind their house. Like, I reviewed that. It's on my channel if you want to see that. He was doing that to the Proudfoot family in the neighborhood, driving by their house, all of that shit. Like, he was doing the most. But he wasn't sent a cease and desist from Katie and Chris. He was sent a cease and desist from Seth. This is Seth's team. I'm really confused right now. What are you guys trying to do here?
To before I even went. So why do they get to break the law and not have to pay consequences? Oh, it's because they're with Chris and Katie.
Your people just take pictures of the family of a missing child with a minor child in church. Okay.
That's why. They're with the mom and stepfather. You know? Geez, Sumner County. Don't look too in their pocket. I mean, please, by all means, please don't look like you're in their pocket. I mean, I'd hate for that to have the impression that it looks like that you work for them instead of
What?
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I mean, I wouldn't.
How? Okay, let's break this down for a second. Joseph Lesniak's post said that federal authorities, a government agency, contacted him and they were working it out. Okay, that's a post about something completely separate from CJ, his serpentine belt random story that I think is completely fabricated, 100%. And I'm going to say it. Sorry. I think he's full of shit. It's going to take a lot to convince me elsewise. Something else happened there and he made it into a big drama fest. Sorry. And then all of a sudden now I don't get this. They're up to something weird here. And she's building this whole thing of poor her. Sumner County did this to her. What are you guys doing?
Want that appearance. I mean, it's not like your county doesn't look crappy enough in this whole entire situation. I mean, I wouldn't want to imply any further damage that you're doing on their behalf. It's sickening. It's sickening. These people should have been warned, kicked off, written warning. But let me guess, they probably got a little, oh, well, you know, we don't want to upset anybody around here, especially Chris and Katie. We would hate to have them come down
They were on private property and she's throwing a fit about it.
here and scream at us more and more and more and stick their nose at us like we don't care. Because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care at all. We've had some more green lights come in, but let's.
I'm a seahorse. I'm going to have to go listen to Burnt Toast from tonight. I missed most of it. I caught the very beginning and then clicked out.
Just break down what we know so far. So we've been breaking this case
I had been putting off doing all my chores all day, so I had to get them done.
down for quite some time. People have actually been out there in the woods looking. I have been trying to determine where to start looking, which is kind of bizarre to me. I'm glad people are out there looking, but I really truly.
And the whole Uncle Taco situation, like, that's just off. Like, I'm not even mentioning that because that really truly has zilch to do with anything. We don't even know if that truly happened, what it's about, anything. Like, he came on his lunch break and spent his lunch break telling people on YouTube about it instead of calling the feds and finding out if they were actually at his house. Yeah, Sorry, I'm just not even giving that any weight until there's proof of it shown too.
We believe that they're too close to home. I think that we need to be, listen to this. So during my research, do you know the Remington property, every single one of the kids lived at? So Chris,
Black Widow, you think that's why she's doing this though? That doesn't make sense to me. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense to me. That's just an RO hearing on the 10th, isn't it? Am I wrong? I thought it was just the RO hearing coming up on the 10th. All of this shit right here would play nothing into that RO. They were already granted. I'm sure they have enough to, I don't know.
Cassie and Melissa all lived at that Remington property. Is that a family home? Was that owned by mommy and daddy, mommy and stepdaddy, and everybody just kind of used it when they were down on their luck? Why is there no information coming from their side of the family? What about Aunt Cassie? What about Aunt Melissa? What about the cousins? Why is nobody talking about this boy? Why is mom?
They probably are talking about Sebastian, this boy. For all of you that constantly say, I can't stand when Chris and Katie call him the boy. Well, that's a term of endearment for them. But this one does the same thing, just so you know. She also calls him a package and defective and, all of that. But you don't want to talk about that, do you? Her team members.
Mommy Dearest and stepfather of the year not posting anything about their child. Why?
Tracy, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana.
Why all of a sudden they stopped? And why? You know what? And you know what they've used from the very beginning? They've wanted to make themselves and paint themselves the victim, that they have people so convinced that since the beginning, when nobody even knew about this case, they were being harassed and threatened with their life. However, not one police report or affidavit has been filed up until they try to file them on me. I believe that there was a call in for Dolly Vision. I'm not sure if there was one for Jonathan. But either way, we know that they did not threaten their life. We know that they did not harass them. They just simply did some drone video footage and some other stuff. But definitely not threatening anybody. So who was really threatening them? I think that was all smoke and mirrors, so they have an excuse to get out of Dodge.
She can't read the room. Good morning, week up sheet. She can't read the room on this. Like, she doesn't even understand what's going on here.
By playing this, we're a victim. Everybody's threatening us and threatening to unalive us, so they can have an excuse to.
She just said there was 2 affidavits filed.
Leave town, and that be okay with law enforcement.
And from my understanding, neighbors, Spanky's talked about neighbors calling Beddy in.
But it really didn't matter. I mean, they could have told them they can't ILL their son, and Sumner County would probably still allow them to walk off and go have a vacation. Because Sumner County likes to arrest innocent people and let the guilty ones walk free. Strange in a conservative county.
You have not been proven innocent in a court of law. You've been charged with a crime and you're innocent until proven guilty, in my opinion, which we all see kind of what's coming. And we've heard some of what people are speculating over. But instead of like you guys, it should work the same way for you, right? You're guilty of all these things and you have to prove your innocence just like you expect everybody else to do. Why should you be innocent until proven guilty? You don't give anybody else that, right? I think you should be treated just the same way as they are. Goes around, comes around, right, Bets?
County, when I became a conservative, one of the things that I loved about it is that we were law and order. I've never seen law and order.
When I became a conservative, oh hell no.
Where you throw the good guys in jail and let the bad guys and work for the bad guys. This is some type of policing I've never seen before. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So we learned from out the gate that there was some things that happened within the first 3 days that really changed this, even though that they started scaling back the search efforts.
Isn't Craddock Republican? Isn't he a conservative? I think he is.
On day 8, they actually had, it was really by day 3, within 72 hours, that things changed. Why do I say that? It's not because law enforcement came.
It's just weird for her to like miss the point on that too. I'm pretty sure he's running as a Republican. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he is. And for her to like talk about all of that, like just stop it, Beddy.
Here and said, oh, by the way, we're side-eyeing the parents. Oh, by the way, we feel like this is going to go into a criminal. No, they didn't tell us that. It's their actions. It's the policies and procedures that are implemented at certain times that tell us what is going on in the case, because they can't tell us. And one of the major things, this is a very pivotal point in the investigation, and I bring it up, and I don't think people really honed in on this or made this breaking news as it should have been. And it was the state or the district attorney showing up at that site 3 days after this. That's unheard of in a missing person. Even I missed it at first because we were off the Audrey Cunningham case. I mean, you got to understand, we see just about every single case that we cover, especially murder investigations.
they're going back to pull. Wow, they're really reaching right now.
We have the DA on site. You know, we have the DA on site.
We also have the DA talking to Nick Barris about what it would take for this case to become a criminal case. And
consulting law enforcement, it's consulting either the chief of police or the county sheriff. So that wasn't uncommon for me. What was making it uncommon is that this is a missing teenage boy. I have never seen a DA on site within 3 days for a missing child, a teenage missing child, unless there's absolute evidence of foul play and or death.
And after that, he did an interview and said what it would take for this to become a criminal case. Just what? Maybe he wanted to see what was going. What?
You know, and I think people overlook that.
Maybe he was out there part of the search, volunteering. Who knows? It's Sumner County.
Why? We went through several of the interviews that the mom and stepdad gave. Those interviews were very interesting. You have like a one thing that we noticed of all of them: no emotion, no urgency, no concern of where their son is, no concern on their face, no concern in their behaviorism, no breakdown.
Meanwhile, when Seth got there, Katie shoved a picture in his face and was frantic acting. Meanwhile, Chris appeared in the neighborhood with his flashers going when he got and arrived there. Meanwhile, they looked completely exhausted even 8 days later. What?
No, there was nothing that, even thinking back to memories that they had, didn't make the mom break down. These were really, this really affected me because you guys know I have held.
Because she didn't act right? There's a way that she's supposed to act. Oh, fuck.
Many parents, many moms and fathers of murdered and missing children. Their kids, not necessarily that they were all under the age of 18, but murdered and missing kids. And I can tell you, they could just be talking and a memory come out and they just break to pieces. Tracy, thank you. God bless you.
That is not standard across the board, a one size fits all. What the fuck, Beddy?
And they just it's uncontrollable. It's not something that they can control. It comes out when it comes out. And you've got both of these people that are stone-faced. Why? Because they don't know how to act authentically. Why? Because the urgency, the concern, the grieving, the worrisome, that's all organic. It's all natural. When you're not having that experience, you're not getting those natural reactions.
You claim you don't even know these people. So how do you know that they don't have these reactions?
And that's the problem we're facing here, is those natural behaviors are not happening because this situation of her waking up and her son being missing is.
I love how these people are all experts on how people should behave.
It's not natural. It didn't just happen like that. Because if it did happen like that, we would have more authentic and original behaviors from the mom, at minimum.
All right, I'm going to switch gears here for a second because this segues really well into this, actually. And then we can finish it up with her. But I want to show you this right quick because this is fucking disturbing. Trigger warning on this. The title of this video says Steven Stearns versus Katie Proudfoot. This is shocking. He said, she said, they said. This is from Spirit Seeker Squad. From today.
Yeah, all these things stack up. And, by calling one thing out, I'm not going to hang my hat on that. But when I have
everybody in the chat, I'm sure, is well aware of who Steven Stearns is. Is it Stephen Stearns? Stearns, the monster. To compare the two of these is a level of disgust I've never even thought existed.
Several that stack.
Katie hasn't been accused of a single thing. Her child is missing. Besides social media accusing them, factually speaking, law enforcement hasn't accused them of a single thing. This man is in jail right now because oof.
Back up. I call it the mountain of evidence. It's being built, and until it gets to a point where it just can't sustain itself and it kind of just implodes. It just falls. You can't stack any more on it. And
I'm sorry, I'm also one that doesn't give much credit to professionals like Chris McDonough when they tried to, or were a part of a young boy being accused of a young man being accused of a horrific murder in California. Turns out he didn't have anything to do with it.
It's based on human nature. It's based on how we how we've been acting and what we expect from a biological mother for many, many years. And now I know that everybody has different issues and things. And some people have said, well,
And this is a guy who basically has an MLM of class teaching, in my opinion, for these classes of how to basically be a profiler type shit. Fuck. I'd buy Dog Bounty Hunter's book before I'd waste my money on that.
Candace
That's my opinion.
grew up in a different environment, so she might think a little bit different. Well, that's true. We all are different, but human nature dictates that. And that's why I say, okay, I'm just going to highlight this because I'm seeing this. But she might say something later on that clarifies that, and I'll take it off the table. It's gone. I'll erase it. She might say something later on that makes that even stronger, a stronger trait of denigration. And so now my highlight, my what I underlined before now becomes a highlight. It's definitely a red flag. And so that's what we're doing as we go along. And that's how we come to our conclusion at the end. We look at everything.
The lady that put this video together, let me remind you, claims she's gifted. She's got psychic abilities. She's a part of the Mensa panel.
We take off the table. Some things are now in bold and highlighted, and they're even more important. So yeah, they all stack up.
Yeah.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way.
She's got both asleep, both vanished the same day. Last words of both was, I love you. Both on the spectrum. Put Maddie through more shit. Why not? Why not? Oh my God, you guys just can't stop. You guys cannot stop yourselves.
Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said, thanks. Love you too.
He said, I love you, Mama. And he said, I love you, puppies. He said, good night, Mom. I love you.
I bet that they probably said that almost nightly. That was probably a part of their nightly routine.
Say good night to his puppies. It's time to go to bed. And he goes, okay. Good night, Mama. I love you. And then he said good night to his puppies. And he went to bed.
And the stories are consistent anyways. No, I have not looked into his foundation.
That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off.
What are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before.
She's rocking back and forth to try and calm herself. This is just disgusting. We have no indication that Katie did a single thing to Sebastian. None. But that's factually speaking. These people don't care about that.
We don't know where she can be. And we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked
Even compare these just makes me fucking see red.
okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day.
You know what interview they don't ever pay attention to? You notice what interview none of these people will ever play is the panel of experts from the behavior panel. They don't ever freaking replay that. And if they do, they have a problem with it.
We got along. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room.
It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
I'm going to do this for you guys so everybody can see what channel is this from. I want her to get the attention she so wants off of this. She keeps tagging Duchess in this shit too.
She's been a lot stronger than me.
They're amazing, but they still haven't brought my baby back.
I will.
She's been holding it together really well. And, but it just keeps coming in waves. This reality keeps hitting. And we don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe.
There wasn't even tears in his eyes. This man's a monster, in my opinion.
We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off.
Look at that comparison. Chris Proudfoot rode around with the Ellie also. They are desperate to paint these parents as something we have no indication that they are.
And we looked all up and down the road, all our communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising.
What does it do for these people to be, if they were to be right on this, that something horrific did happen? Let's just say that. What does it do for these people? Does it feel good to pat yourself on the back and know that horrific things happen to children? Does this feel good to compare the two of these and salaciously have the worst thoughts of people in your neighborhoods, and like, because you don't know a fucking thing about their family, you're just entitled to make up salacious rumors about them based on the worst day of their life? We don't fucking know anything about this family. And this must make you feel good. This must make you feel some sort of giddy that you want to know that something bad happens to these children, that you're so desperate to make that come true. You salivate for it. You get excited about it to compare these two. I want to hold out hope that he's alive and nothing happened to the kid. You guys are fucking sick. Sorry, it is what it is.
The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing.
Let me be very fucking clear for those in the back. I'm not holding out hope for Chris and Katie. I'm holding out hope for Sebastian. These people are fucking sick to even want something horrific to have happened to this kid.
Her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But there was grainy footage and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
She's completely broken.
So, I mean, the $1 million question: why did he go? And
The nervous. What?
other $1 million question is how.
What about some?
What was the language? Not language.
If they knew where, I'm sure they're. Oh, I can't. I'm trying to be nice.
Verbally, language, body language.
Stephen Stearns versus Katie Proudfoot. You sick fuck.
When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet
She
my
was
friends?
happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had a 13th birthday party.
A really good weekend. He did have a really good weekend, actually.
She was happy that we were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet.
I bet you could do this to most missing children and their parents' interviews. Innocent, guilty. I bet you could make them into anything if you clip them right, like she did. Think of the calculation behind what she's trying to do here. Why? What did these people do to you that you want them so badly to be guilty of something? What did they do so badly? What did Sebastian do to you people that want the worst outcome for him? What did he do to you people that have lost all hope and faith in humanity? I don't want to hear this bullshit of we live in the world, the real world. We do true crime. No, you don't. Because none of you had a fucking clue where Alicia Navarro was, and she's alive and well. I can't say the well part, but she's alive. Shit happens. There are this. Oh,
She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
you know what? Dear Terms of Service, you're right. They want to pick on people who can't or won't fight back because they are emotionally, physically drained. They're going through their worst moments and they have nothing left in them. They capitalize on kicking people at their worst times. These people capitalize off of that. That is absolutely correct. You are spot on with that. This is from Spirit Seeker Squad. No, it's Stephen Stearns.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is. Sorry. It's hard.
I know you're fine. Don't need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl.
Describe him. Sweet, stubborn.
You see this clipping? What a manipulative fucking weirdo.
Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you...
These people can't have they can't handle it when somebody clips their words like this back to back and compares their own words to their own words. They can't handle their own words being played back at them. But they want to sit here and do this to parents of a missing child that we have no indication that are involved with his disappearance. You see how we're not the same? We're not built the same. I played their words back to them and clip them back to back of things that they've lied about. They get off doing this to parents at their worst moments and capitalize off of that. Sick.
Gave me her diagnoses. Would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence.
He is a complete fucking monster. But we know that. There's evidence to back that up. There's proof to back that up.
Waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other. And I just want to wake up.
I'm sure calling it a normal day is a pretty common expression for parents talking about their children. Uneventful, normal.
You just get hit with waves of the reality.
God, don't ever say something.
Just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart. We knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want a baby girl back.
Chris Pratt has made similar comments about tips being helpful or not. Oh my God. Oh. I wonder if Ed Smart did too.
He was missing.
I honestly didn't notice anything that was like, oh my God, that's weird, you know? I mean, we
protect our children, yeah, from people who exploit their tragedies like you. Protect our children from people like Stearns. Protect our children from being exploited. Children cannot consent. And I want to continue to have hope that Sebastian's alive and well. Rest in peace to Maddie. She didn't deserve what happened to her. But I want to have hope that Sebastian's still alive and well. That's what I continue to do, because why are we giving up? What is wrong with these people that they want this outcome?
We had a really good day. You know, he wasn't in trouble at all. We went to bed on a good note. And I don't know if maybe he just wasn't saying something. But nothing.
She's also, I bet you $20, if she was overly emotional, they would have cut that apart too. No matter what she does acts like, sounds like, oh my God. Sorry, I'm really I'm tripping on this.
And I've gone over this so many times. I'm ill, but I didn't see or notice anything that was like red flag, you know?
Okay.
He didn't have any meltdowns or anything like that that seemed off.
No, he was actually really well behaved that day. He was even keel for the most part all day.
That's a typical conversation with any parent. I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck you for this. That's Spirit Seeker Squad. I hope she gets the attention she deserves off that. She so badly wants some attention. You know, she hit a home run on that video comparing the two of these, wanting the worst case for Sebastian, completely disrespecting his dignity and Maddie's dignity. They do it with Summer and Sebastian too. Yeah, Steph. Yeah, Steph, that I can't, you guys. I'm tripping on that. Like tripping hardcore on that. Like, what is wrong with you people that you've came to this part in life that you just want so bad for these kids? And I'm sorry, I'm sick of hearing that we just know we do true crime, the statistics, blah, blah, blah. Until we know a child is a part of that statistic, we have to stop harming these children because we want a monster to say, I was right. I was right. What good does that do for anybody? These kids deserve dignity. Oh my God, I'm pissed.
You know, the stepfather didn't like this kid. So if he didn't show any emotions and if he was quite relieved that this child was missing, you know, that's one thing. But it's the mother's behavior that I have never quite seen before.
Holy shit. I don't know if I can handle any more of this. This is the team of willful idiots, useful idiots, passing these narratives. Who do these narratives benefit? Truly. Nobody wins in this. What did this family do to you? What did Sebastian do to you people that you disrespect him to this point? We don't know any of these people, Seth, Katie, or Chris. But what is wrong with you people that you relish and salivate in wanting one of them to do something? Hey, MJ. Nicole, exactly. But she's gifted, right? She's gifted. And these are the people like her prey on people's grief. I guess I shouldn't expect any more from that.
And everybody compares her to Susan Smith, but I have to be honest with you. Susan Smith at least played the part for a little while. This lady has not.
They will do anything to compare him to the worst crimes. I mean, it's a way of emotionally manipulating their audience.
She has not had one urgency remark in any of her interviews. We need to bring him home. It's been so many days. I don't know what to do. I'm going stir crazy here. I'm going stir.
Revival, you might be right. Is there any moms that she's, besides Layla Santinella's mom, that she stood by? Can anybody think of any?
I don't know what happened. I don't know where he is. I just need him home. I haven't been without my baby in 30 days. I just need him home. Where is that? That is what
If she acted like that, you guys would have thrown an absolute fit about that too. She's in a lose-lose spot. Nothing she does or says or acts like or anything is ever going to. This is unreal. These people have just completely lost the plot. Where does this help anybody?
I've seen in these parents. Not in Don Wells. I didn't see that in Don Wells or Candace Bly. I did see that in the West case.
Pineapple, that's true. They don't see it as a real person.
I did see that from Adam Montgomery.
It's content to them, and listen to who she's comparing this to.
I didn't see that from Leilani Simon. I saw that from Brandy Neal. I saw that from Seth Rogers. I saw that from Jennifer Santinello. I saw that from Riley Strain's parents. I saw that from Rachel Morin's parents. You see the difference? Is their behavior?
Every situation is different. And every one of those, I bet you can compare every single one of those and find drastic differences too.
Is so closely related to people that are guilty of crimes related to the missing person, as opposed to people that are unrelated, that have no culpability in the crime, in their behaviors. I don't care what law enforcement tries to
Meanwhile, the trained experts, as of the behavior panel, didn't find fault with the way they behaved.
convince you of. When parents grieve differently, they grieve differently. That is the truth. Okay. Some people can hold on a little longer than others. You know, some people can hold out hope for more than others. Some people are completely distraught and broke down. Some people turn that breaking down into pure anger. But denial, grieving, the grieving process. Go look at the stages of the grieving process. None of those have been exhibited. Some of those exhibit all of those.
Didn't, I could be off on this. I'm going to have to go fact check myself, but I'm almost positive at one point in time, Seth even said that Katie looked like she was grieving. I'm going to have to go back and fact check myself on that, so don't take it as a fact. But I'm almost positive he even mentioned at one point in time in one of his initial interviews that she looked like she was struggling.
Those things in almost rapid fire. It's been built up in them for so long. When they have a come to Jesus, they go through the process of grieving in multiple stages very quickly. But what we're not seeing here is grieving at all. We're not seeing emotion at all. We're seeing constant defensive behavior, constant self-preservation behavior. And when it comes to the mom and the stepdad, we're constantly
defensive behavior. And where's all these constant things? Have you guys seen Chris and Katie besides a still photo of them? Have you seen them online? Oh, you saw some video of them in a courtroom. What the fuck? This constant, we don't even see that. They're not in the public eye.
seeing Sebastian taking a back seat to all of their harassment. Well, listen, they lost a child and can't explain how. That's a problem for many people that have
Pineapple. That's what I'm thinking. He did say something because it stood out to me. I'm going to have to go back and look, but I'm almost positive there was something that he acknowledged that she looked tired, worn out, grieving. I can't remember the exact words, but I think he did acknowledge it.
autistic children that know their child and know that this is horse crap. Not only that, but Seth, he's come out to the public without dogging his ex, without dogging her husband.
What the fuck are you smoking? Chris and Katie came out publicly first. Again, it's not a pissing match, but let's just talk facts for a minute, Beddy. Chris and Katie came out publicly, refusing to say a negative word about Seth. Spoke highly about Seth being a parent to Sebastian. Seth came out in the first part, okay. But it took nothing for the gloves to fall off, and then it was solid attacks and discrediting them and issues. Chris and Katie, from my memory, wanted him to do an interview with them, and he refused to even get back to them. That's in an interview we reviewed too. Chris approached Seth at the vigil, wanting to work together. He came and found Seth asking to work together, extending an olive branch. Chris did that. Seth agreed to it for a photo op, in my opinion, and then turned around and said, everybody can go fuck themselves that doesn't like it. We're going to work together. Meanwhile, Chris and Katie still haven't talked shit about him online. And then the following day sat on Peter Hyatt's with Peter Hyatt as Peter Hyatt diminished Katie and Chris. What in the fuck are you rewrite? This is a whole rewrite.
He's come out and basically said their story is bullcrap. He knows his son. He knows how his son's behaved. The convincing language. Oh, well, we heard it yesterday on Smiley's World.
I think it was technically night number 2 and posted day number 3. I think the GoFundMe was set up night number 2 and posted day number 3, but it could have all been created day number 3. But yeah, within the first 3 days, yes, there was a GoFundMe created.
Katie was saying, well, I know Seth says he never leaves the house without his shoes on, but, we've had different experiences than that. And she tries to use the convincing language of, oh, yeah, he ran out to the mailbox one time without his shoes.
The convincing language? She's a mom recalling memories under extreme stress and duress.
On as their evidence of him not putting his shoes on each and every time.
They talk about a fire ant incident when he was 2 years old. We don't know if he even has any memory of that. He could. He might be afraid of fire ants. We have no idea, but kids also grow out of things too. Kids are incredible at things. What?
Sorry, what does he do when he gets up in the morning and gets dressed and he's going to leave the house? That is what we need to be asking ourselves, not whether he's going to a mailbox to grab some mail and run back in the house. What would his behaviors be if he knows he's sneaking out in the middle of the night and running away from home? I don't see anybody running away from home, knowing they're going to run away from home without putting their damn shoes on.
Kids are resilient and capable of a lot of things.
Freezing cold. And even if he did do that, I could see him getting out and realizing how cold it was and turning back around, going back in the house and putting his shoes on and grabbing a jacket.
Well, I'm glad you could see that, but maybe that just didn't happen.
Chili's management, it's nice to see you.
Oh.
Are we going over Seth's interview also? They will be coming up. They will be coming up. But at this point, whether you believe it or not, and you're more than welcome to go look at the Seth interviews yourself, is the reason why I'm not wasting my time on Seth's interviews, other than certain aspects of the interviews, is because he doesn't seem like he has any culpability in his son's disappearance. And this case is about a missing child. It's not about marital problems. It's not about...
I had to go back up and find SS's comments because I see you're all saying, SS said, Beddy has no friends or contacts in real life and hasn't in God only knows how long. She is so disconnected from reality and believes her own bullshit. She doesn't really live in the same world as we do. That is very true, SS, in my opinion. But she's not alone in this. I mean, Spanky is pushing out 2.5 to 3 to 5 hour live streams a day recently on this case. There's no new information. Silvers is posting videos almost every couple days. Brittany J is going live about the same thing every single night and has for 6 months now with no new information, the same interviews over and over again, blaming them for doing something or implying heavily and playing interviews to push that narrative. Beddy's doing it. Like, they all have lost touch with reality, in my opinion. It's really sad. They are desperate to paint this family in some sort of way. It's truly like, who wants this?
A divorce that happened 8 years ago. It's not about a current divorce, even though that current divorce, that current custody case may have some relevance. We don't really get into that current custody case on this.
SS, it's horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. And those are just like the top of my head. There's psychics that are doing it. Terry Lynn does it every few hours or every couple days, hours. Like, she'll go for 12 hours in a stream out there searching off of Sebastian. Then you have Dawn B. You have, like, daily they're pumping out content and titling it Sebastian something or something to paint parents of missing children in a certain light. They're doing the whole same thing, wash, rinse, repeat, pushing these narratives. And I know it's happening to Seth too, but I don't think to the same degree. I could be wrong. I can't keep up with it all.
Channel very much outside of little snippets. Now, if I truly thought that there was something in Seth's commentary.
Good call, Mr. and Mrs. E too. Yeah. There's just so many. So fucking many.
That would be beneficial.
We got Pascal, T-Rev, Justin on TikTok. They stopped, thank God. Pascal still takes a shot when he can. Brooks used to all the time. She still throws in there once every occasional week. You still got a list of almost 70 psychic mediums, tarot card readers that at least once a week or twice a week, sometimes multiple times a week, you can find one of those running something. And there's no updates, nothing. And it's all negative. You've got Crime Time Buzz, I think it is, that one that puts out videos. You've got all of these other ones that clip. Oh, God.
Finding Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, then definitely I would absolutely be playing more of Seth Rogers videos. But in all fairness, his earlier videos, he was nervous. He did not have a spokesperson, worrying about his appearance and benefit. And he said some things that many people took offense to and started condemning him for that when he's missing a child and nobody gives you a book on how to speak, right?
Right. Nobody does give you a book on how to speak. We understand that. That's why a lot of us choose to give him empathy, but also say what he did to his own son was not okay. And both things can coexist. Doesn't mean he's guilty of his child's disappearance. We're not jumping to those conclusions, those of us that have rational thought processes and common sense.
So, no, I mean, we have.
And it wasn't just a one-time event. It was multiple times, numerous things over and over again. And you completely lied about him not throwing stones at Chris and Katie.
Already went over an interview, the Nick Barris interview, one of the very first interview that Seth had with Nick Barris. We did play that on this channel. We are planning on playing a few other ones on this channel, but I'm not really, he didn't tell the truth from the beginning. Let's be honest. I'm not being rude, just talking like adults. I don't believe you. And not only that, Chili's management, I want receipts. What is he not being honest about? What is he not being honest about? If you're talking about something with a divorce.
Review his words, Beddy. Go review his words. Why are you so defensive? If we don't know what happened, why are you so defensive about somebody saying that they don't feel he's being honest?
Or abuse or these unsubstantiated allegations that are in affidavits. Let me break it down for you. You know, those pieces.
It's not just about divorce records. They both, oh my God, Seth's talked about his divorce. He's made allegations. Okay. This is just insane to me.
The shit parents, the mom and the stepdad, they wrote affidavits about me. His grandparents wrote affidavits about me. Guess what? They don't look good. You know what they say? They basically say, I'm going to come over there and unalive them. You know?
Well, your behavior was erratic. And therefore, I'm sure that people probably were fearful for their lives. I would have been extremely fearful for my life with people acting that way, coming from Florida to Tennessee to target me and my family. I would have 100%.
That. And let me tell you, those affidavits don't mean squat, because you know it as well as I know it that those were lies. Those were lies.
No, sorry. We don't know what's in those affidavits. So I don't know if any of it's lies.
In those affidavits that they lied under oath. So if you're talking about something like that, I don't want to hear it. I could really care less how you feel about him personally, or whether.
Little Irish girl she did this morning. I did know that. She mentioned it this morning in passing. She put that back in her little theory. But the funny thing is she forgets that she already timelined it herself of when that photo was taken and when that would have had to happen according to her words. Again, we're just going on her words, right? She wants to push this narrative. Well, the timeline just matches to something else there, Bets. You sure you want to start pushing that narrative again, Beddy? I'm just curious. You dropped it for a while. Why are you bringing it up again, Bets?
You like him, or you think he's abusive, or you think this. Those were not substantiated claims by the court. Okay? Just like mine haven't been substantiated. But don't worry, October 10th, baby. I bet you that the claims are going to be unsubstantiated. I guarantee that. So I really don't care about the crap that's in affidavits. If there's no finding of
the only thing that's going to court on the 10th is Chris's RO hearing. Beddy, the other ones were already granted. There's 3 in place for a year at this point. That ship sailed. They're not going back on those unless there's been new filings to appeal those. But this is solely for Chris's RO hearing. The other ones are in place for a year. So you saying those claims, Beddy, you're missing the point here.
Courts for those affidavits, they don't mean a hill of beans to me, because anybody can write anything in an affidavit, which we can use me as a primary example of that.
That you've wrote affidavits with anything in them? Or how many additional pages did she add to the lawsuit?
And I'm sorry, whether you don't like him or not, this is a Seth-friendly channel. And if you don't like how I'm running my channel, you're more than welcome to go build your own channel and run it as you see fit.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. Motions were filed, little Daisy. I haven't checked. Thank you for letting me know that. I'll check the website. So they did appeal. Did they appeal the ROs? Interesting. That'll be interesting for her.
And if you don't like Seth, that's your problem, not mine. I actually like the guy. I think he's a good father. I think he's a better father than those pieces of shit that had this child, if you want my honest opinion.
Well, courts are going to court at the end of the day. Like, if courts have enough to believe that whatever's filed, that has nothing to do with anybody on here. That's her behavior, what she's done to this family, and what the family feels. That has nothing to do with any of us.
So this is Bullhorn Betty's channel. I don't know if you noticed that it said Bullhorn Betty when you came in. That means I do what I wanted to hear. But you're more than welcome to go do what you want, where you want to go do it. And maybe, just maybe, go back to those hate channels, those ones filled with the devil, and go work with them. I'm sure they'll splatter Seth and all of his I
mean, I don't think they're going to be dismissed with 6 violations filed. I don't know how that works. Like, how do they get them dismissed while there's 6 violations? That's going to be interesting. That's going to be an interesting thing to see play out. I wonder if they're going to televise it again.
Substantiated claims across social media just for you. So that would probably be, in my opinion, the better place for you. Chili, whoever you are. Just saying.
Well, yeah, there is an appeal process, I think, on those, but it's interesting to see that they're appealing those with standing violations. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm not really familiar with that kind of stuff, so it'll be interesting.
So you said it. You're for Seth. No, I'm for Sebastian. And you know what? I'm not going to argue with a
Hi,
video.
Heather.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, don't ever come back to my channel again. How about that? I'll help you out there. I'll help you to be an adult. This is
All of that because you were asked if you're going to review Seth's interviews. Interesting.
my channel, not yours. So go F yourself on a Tuesday. I'm sure if you need me to, I'll buy you a vibrator. Just send me your address. Might help you out with your attitude.
Oh, this is that godly fearing woman, right? This God fearing Christian lady offering to buy. I mean, Christians need to. I'm not shaming anybody. Let me tell you, I don't care. But I'm just saying she uses that and turns it on and off when she wants to.
So
She gets so triggered about being asked if she's going to review Seth's interviews.
now that we're very, very clear on where we stand, we are for Sebastian. And to be for Sebastian, you are for Seth. Because at the end of the day, he loved his father. He went
Oh my God. To be for Sebastian, you're for Seth. To be for, because he loved his father. He loved all of his parents, is what I choose to believe. There's no indication elsewise.
wanted to know why his mother hated him so much. Just saying. If you haven't asked,
He wanted to know why his mother hated him so much. No. He, according to Seth, in your exclusive interview, he asked why. We don't even know if this happened. These are just Seth's words. He said something to the effect of when he hung up the phone with Katie, Sebastian asked something about, why does mom hate you so bad? About Seth. Not about, no, you're twisting that all fucking up there, Beddy. There's never been a time and point that Katie has ever indicated that she hated Sebastian or Sebastian wanted to know why Katie hated him. That no. It was said that Katie hated Seth, not Sebastian. And that was a Seth story.
attitude problem. I mean, $10 vibrator will help you, babe, all day long. Happy to send it to you. Don't forget, you're on the Bullhorn Betty channel. You never know what's going to pop out of Bullhorn Betty's mouth, okay? Just saying. Ain't playing.
Talking about sending people vibrators and then saying, oh my God, read the fucking room, you crazy bitch.
As you guys can see, I have my opinions, but people on here trying to get a rise, they can go take it someplace else. Go back to their leaders, their hate channels and stuff like that. You know,
They're leaders, because we all have leaders out here, right? That's so fucking cringe. You people are so fucking weird. You're so weird about this team shit, these connecting dots, all of this shit. It's fucking stupid. You guys brag about having a team.
they don't have any receipts like we have for the mom and the stepfather, but they still want to go back 8 years. Isn't it funny that all these people, when they have
Receipts like they do for the mom and stepfather? What receipts? The receipts that aren't receding? Everything that comes out of your mouth that falls flat? The fact that most of us are waiting on law enforcement? Shut up, Betty.
nothing of relevance here and now, they always want to go splatter the past that's insignificant and irrelevant. We have
The past that's insignificant and irrelevant. Meanwhile, their team has replayed the Nina interviews. Their team was going to have Nina write a letter on behalf of Beddy. Their team that Seth had a conversation with Sweetie Pilo, and then horrific allegations were made against Chris Proudfoot. Their team that made up lies about Sebastian being in contact with Katie's mother. Their team that has re-victimized Katie off of her past. You don't want to talk about people's past, but you've been using that all along. Her military service, saying that there might be something to do with a pickle bag. Shut the ever-loving F right up, Betty.
have a child custody case going on right now where we clearly know that the stepfather lied under oath in that case. But this Yahoo.
You don't have a child custody case going on. They're two separate things. And that court in New Mexico, a totally different court, deemed that he was obviously safe enough to see his child for his visitation. The two things don't correlate. New Mexico is overseeing that. We're talking Tennessee. Land the fucking plane and get on the same page here, buddy. You're trying too hard and failing miserably because Seth's own words debunk the shit you're saying.
Chili's management, which doesn't manage anything. I sound like a freaking idiot. Go get an education first and foremost, and maybe some scruples. If you need some brain
Of course, they're uneducated because they asked if she's going to be reviewing sus interviews.
cells, quit smoking that shit. They'll grow back, hopefully, if you're lucky enough. I don't know what you've done to your brain, but clearly it ain't firing all cylinders. Just saying. Just saying. This case is very obvious to people with common sense.
This case is very obvious to people with common sense. Lord help us all. We're fucked. If this is common sense, I don't want it. Don't want it. Take it. Take it all, please.
I can guarantee, in my opinion, any law
I can guarantee
enforcement agent that's their salt in their work know and see this case much like we do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Reputable law enforcement sees this case just like you do. Absolutely. They just go out here blatantly accusing people of crimes that there's no evidence that they committed. You know, most law enforcement doesn't care about their jobs or their fellow human beings and like to just blast people with fake salacious theories not based on evidence. Right. Okay.
I talked to many law enforcement agents, so I know for you bottom dwellers that like to be in mommy and daddy's basement and be mean to people. Well, let me tell you.
Bottom dwellers who are, I haven't lived at home since I was 17. Bottom dwellers who live in a basement. I wished I lived on the first floor, then I didn't have to do stairs.
The real world gets out here and hits the pavement and actually asks the questions. And I can tell you, I'm not alone when it comes to my stance in this case, especially with law enforcement. As a matter of fact, your team is trying to get law enforcement fired from their job as if.
Wait, what? What's in that coffee? The delusions. You're trying to actively get Sumner County in trouble for mistreatment, corruption. You want a full investigation into them. You're talking shit on Eric Craddock. But the other side is the only... What? And I thought that was silly too. Silly as fuck. Waste of time. Y'all have lost your ever-loving motherfucking minds.
If we don't have a shortage enough in great law enforcement officers because they treated me with respect. You think I really give a rat's ass about your comment on Seth? Let me be very clear. If I want to
all they asked was if you're going to play them.
play Seth, so this is for everybody out there. If I choose to play Seth's interviews, I will. But you know what? All these hate channels have put that man.
She don't have an... Here's the thing. She can't play Seth's interviews. We all know that. Because she can't listen to his own words and gaslight people enough. She's not capable. She's not skilled enough. And she would have to come to the acknowledgement that there was problems with things that were said and done. If she had any morals. I mean, she could do it. She would fail miserably, though, and give us way too much content to fucking hit her with.
And through the mud while sitting there and putting these piece of shit parents on a pedestal. So no, I'm going to knock that pedestal right on freaking down. And if you don't like it, you can move on. This is the
What do you have against these folks?
Beddy channel. I don't work for anybody but the victim. And if you don't like how I'm working for the
You are not working for the victim.
Go work for them better. Show me how it's done.
The victim is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and this has nothing to do with you working for Sebastian, period. Attempting to knock the pedestal out from underneath his parents is harming the people Sebastian loves. You're not for the victims. You're for yourself, Beddy. Got to keep those lights on, don't you?
Show me how it's done. They're going to be crying when you don't go to jail. No, they're going to be crying when they see what's about to happen. That's when they're going to be crying. That's when they're going to be crying. And like I told
They're going to be crying when they see you. This is so fucking cringe. I want the parents of this missing child to have peace. That's all I hope for.
I told you. You guys go back to that August 2022 video that I got arrested for. Go listen to that. And you know what? That detective can kiss my white breaded ass today like she could that day when she lied under oath. I don't like detectives.
Speaking of going after law enforcement, as she's actively going after, say it ain't so.
Lying under oath. I think they're the worst kind of people in this world. And I told you before, I don't like a liar and I don't like a thief. And I definitely don't like Sumner County because they lied and then they stole my time. They stole my time. 19 hours of it.
Stole her time because she's got such a busy fucking schedule. She intentionally, willingly, knowingly drove from Florida after avoiding service, had just been served, continued to get in her car to drive to Tennessee to show up at an event that she knew highly likely she was going to be arrested at. She claimed she wanted that, her own words. outside of the Sumner County for their little protest. She wanted them to arrest her. Don't forget that.
Over bullshit because they want to protect rotten parents. That whole damn county is stinking like feet. They need to scrub something.
No, ma'am, that's your upper lip again.
They need to scrub something. And then I hear this Yahoo threatening people. Oh, look, Bullhorn Beddy went to jail. You better watch yourself. Oh, buddy, don't worry. I ain't done with.
There's no proof that that's actually him. You guys tried that too, and it fell flat. There's no proof that that's him.
You get yo-yo, okay? Yo-yo. Want to talk?
Talking about a supposed comment that was left in the people that found the guy in Kentucky. I can't remember their name right now, that channel. There was an account that went in there and said something about, you might want to be careful. There's already been one person that's gone to jail. And the account was named in Chris's name, but there's no proof that that was actually him, and he wasn't threatening people, even if it was. Fucking weirdos.
Talk about me going to jail when people lie under oath? When people lie under oath. Really? That's what you want to use as a defense to people coming over. Well, I'm going to keep putting some law on my community tab. If you're out there looking and searching and you come across something, you call Bullhorn Beddy. You reach out to bullhornbeddy@gmail.com. I will look up the law. I'll talk to that officer from Florida. So that officer can't clink, clink, clink.
This woman is fucking lost it. She really thinks she knows the law. I'm sorry. I would call 1-800-GET-FUCKED and hope for better chances of somebody having better legal advice than calling this bitch. Truly. I don't even know if that is a real number, but I would rather call that number and end up with a complete random fucking person and ask a random person for advice before I took any from her. That's just saying.
Maybe because we know they're corrupt as AF. But I'll definitely argue through a bullhorn from Florida. I'll be back there. I'll be back there October 10th. They want to put me in silver bracelets. They can do it then. Okay, they can do it then. I keep wanting to know. It's like a case.
Speaking of itching, as she sits there and fucking nonstop scratches, go take a shower outside again. Get your plumbing fixed. You're about starting to make me itch.
Hives that never go away. Every time I go to Sumner County, I break out in silver bracelets. I don't get it. I don't even commit any crimes. I've never been to a place where I break out in handcuffs when I don't even commit a crime, and I'm not drinking.
Hey, Cosmic Vibe.
Good gracious. 90% of my charges because I was drinking. I don't drink anymore.
I mean, truly, I don't care if you do. That's none of my business. But your behavior is still as unhinged, in my opinion, with the delusions. It doesn't matter to me what substances you're using. Your behavior is still delusional, in my opinion.
I might drink a little bit of coffee. I might be a little wiry, but I ain't criminal.
Maybe if you were drinking, I'd have more excuses to give you.
I'll tell you, go after yourself. I treat officers the way they treat me. So far I have not had to yell at one officer in Tennessee. Not one. Not one. I didn't have to be rude to not one officer in Tennessee, and I still broke out in handcuffs. Those people are just wrong. Been corrupt around here.
No, Beddy. Fuck, you're like the Karen of all Karens. Shut the fuck up for a minute. You're scared shitless and want to pretend you're the victim, and you are scared being in the back of a cop car, so your demeanor changes, so they're not going to yell at you. You're not this big bad bully. When you're face to face with somebody, you duck your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye and kiss their asses, so of course they're going to treat you nice. You're only big and bad behind a fucking screen. But do you remember what you did to Georgia when you talked all that shit about the cops there? How did that turn out for you? You talk a whole lot of shit about these people behind a screen, but when you're confronted with them, you're the victim. Poor you. People who actually aggressively protest don't just talk shit behind a screen. They talk shit right there. They intentionally antagonize people. I thought that was where you come from. That's your roots. Be that big, bad, bold, booby swinging Beddy that you want to be. Do that in person. Tell them guys about themselves. Go to Sumner County and explain. I want to see that energy, Beddy. I'll even cheer you on. More energy, more passion, more energy. I want you to talk all that shit to their faces. Bring that game. Bring that A game.
Here, Grant Solomon's mother. Yeah, I'm going to get in that Grant Solomon. I'm telling you, once this stuff's done, Like they've done pissed me off. You know, I know the Constitution, I know the laws, and trust me, I've been studying the crap out of some Tennessee laws. Let them come after me again. They got to bury me under that damn jail. That's all I know.
I figured it out, you guys. Beddy and misspelling, you know, like idiostasy and idiocracy. Beddy is getting the Constitution, I can't even speak, confused with her constipation medication. She's reading the label off of her stool softeners for constipation, and she thinks she understands the Constitution. That's how she's so fucked up about knowing the Constitution. She's really just reading the label on her stool softeners. That's it. She's got constipation and Constitution completely fucked up. She's an expert at constipation, not at the Constitution.
I guess I'm stealing that like a villain.
And her plumbing is evident of how shitty this situation really is. She probably got some of that green tea that Molly was pushing that one time. Told you she's an expert in constipation, not Constitution.
Crap, I got to renew my membership. Oh, shit. That reminds me. I don't think I paid for my registration this year. Hold on a second. I don't know what made me think about that, but we're about to, did we crossed over to October. Hold on, let me see. Driver's license renewal. And
Tracy, no. Because this isn't really, I mean, we're not technically making fun of her. We're just replaying her own words and talking about it. It's an open discussion. She's a grown-ass adult who continues to make choices on this app. So are we wrong for feeling? No, look what she does to this. No, I don't care even if she is. You don't get the right to do this to victims and their families. You don't. There's consequences for these actions, in my opinion.
Florida? Oh, that's not a driver's license. No. Vehicle registration renewal, Manatee County. Oops.
Put down the X-Lax, Beddy.
I want to pay at the online. I can pay online. Online services and payments, yes.
Oh my God, this is another fucking, we got an adult and we need fucking claps for it.
I'm in the system. Even if I don't have it on the plate, this is what.
Oh my God, no, I don't give a fuck about you renewing your license plate. Jesus, being an adult, grow the fuck up and handle your business. I should have made a 3-hour live stream complaining about going to the DMV and switching my plates over. Jesus. Poor me, I have to be a fucking adult and pay my vehicle taxes to drive on the roads. Jesus. Sucks to be a fucking adult.
People are dirty calling. Like, they don't want people knowing that
she wants fucking gold stars for being a goddamn grown-up. Jesus.
They're doing all this, and they're criminals. Like, if it happened to them, they'd be the first one screaming victim. Screaming victim. You know? They'd be the first one. Oh my God, you heard how they are? You're right.
Bitch, what? Are you fucking... Ma'am, you have lost it. You're complaining about being in a cell for 19 hours and how you think they basically intentionally set that up. Bitch, what? Come again? The fuck? And you're worried about other people claiming victim? Beddy, you went full fuckery on this. You threw all caution to the wind and just put that fucking head right up your ass and said, I'm just spewing it all. Diarrhea of the fucking mouth today. What is Beddy?
Right? They know what they've done on their channels. They know how they've manipulated their audience, and they're so shocked that they're getting this and they're screaming, oh, but it's my First Amendment privilege.
Manipulated? Take me the fuck out.
It's your First Amendment. Everybody thinks First Amendment comes free. I've been trying to tell people for a long time, and that's why.
Holy shit, she's... Oh, Beddy. You and that First Amendment.
I do the things that I do the way I do them is because I cannot be held accountable by doing these certain things. When you
cannot be held accountable. Oh, really? Say it ain't so.
go outside of that parameter, you can.
Oh, but you don't go outside those parameters ever, do you?
You can be sued. You can be held accountable for it. When you call somebody a pedo, you're putting their life in jeopardy. Okay? That is not a laughing or joking matter. And it's
no shit, Sherlock. But people on your team have pushed those narratives about people involved in this case.
It seems so easy to roll off the tongues on people here on social media.
They might not be brave enough to say some of it, but they're implying it heavily. We just watched a video.
That's That's literally a life or death situation. That's not just a little, clicky term that you use when you just want to drag somebody. Oh, he messes with little kids. That's a way to get somebody killed, especially an officer that works in a jail.
I'm done. We're done. That takes the cake. Ma'am, he's not working. He's on medical leave. He hasn't worked in months. That's why supposedly he has this GoFundMe to pay his bills, correct? That's why he needed support because he can't return to work. He's on medical leave. Where did that go? Now you're saying he works. He hasn't returned to work. In fact, I thought he was just recently talking about his blackout curtains and playing video games. He's not work. Oh, Lord bless us.
These are criminal acts. And definitely, if they can't be handled criminally, they can definitely be handled civilly. And yes, you can be held accountable for the words that come out of your mouth.
Who slipped Beddy the stupid pills? Who did it? Which one of you did it? She went full all in on this. Like, she didn't hold nothing back on this. She just said, fucking throw caution all to the wind. I'm about to go to court and I'm going to fucking rail that bitch right up, but I'm going to talk all the fucking shit. And what, Beddy, are you doing?
You do have a First Amendment right. You ain't going out there. They ain't taking you out to the firing squad because you said something, but you definitely can be held financially responsible.
Oh, you're so worried about suing people. It's really sad. You're one of those. You're one of those that wants to be a victim so bad that you're just looking for an easy opportunity to cash in so you don't have to do anything for the rest of your life because you've played the victim your entire life.
Absolutely. And
that is my opinion. A very strong opinion.
These people need to be held financially responsible. And I pray to God, because listen, the one.
So you don't have to adult anymore because adulting's too fucking hard for you. We just watched you fucking have a fit over trying to pay your register. Oh, shut up, Beddy.
In Pennsylvania, I wouldn't be MFing around because these attorneys are in Pennsylvania. You are low-hanging fruit to make a good example out of. I'm just letting you know. If you are a creator engaging in this kind of conduct from Pennsylvania, now they're going after other states. People in Florida, because they have attorneys here in Florida.
Going after them for what? The same thing that's being done to you? Rightfully so. If they have enough to make a case, then do that. Do that. But that's what you're being held accountable for. So if we're going to cheer one side on, I'm going to cheer the other side on. Do all that if you really think you can.
Have attorneys in New York and have attorneys in Pennsylvania. So if you're in those states and you're acting this way,
who's in New York?
I would definitely watch yourself because those are low-hanging fruit. What do I mean by that?
Who the fuck is in New York? Who's she talking about in New York? Yeah, she got Dawn Wells fired. She got a lady from Ashley Furniture fired. Jay's in Florida. Who the fuck's in New York? I'm drawing a blank on that one. Headstones is in New York, but that wouldn't be. Hey, Kentucky Cooter. Attorneys are in Pennsylvania, Mona Lisa. Not New York. Dog's attorney? Huh. Interesting.
They really don't need to go to federal court if you're in one of those states. They can literally make your life miserable in a district court in something other than federal. It'll be a lot cheaper on them, but very expensive for a content creator. But if they did go into federal court and they found out these people are conspiring and working together, they can put them all on the same case number. Do you know that?
Oh, we're going to have a class action lawsuit?
Co-conspirators and co-defendants.
Co-conspirators and co-defendants. Lord, you're going to have to prove all these things. Oh, the burden of proof is going to be that on who files. I mean, come on, Beddy. Lord, help us all.
And each one of those defendants would still have to get their attorney, but the plaintiff, only has one because they're grouping them all in one case. So, I mean, people are being really stupid. You don't want to mess with attorneys, especially when you have no high.
They're going to have to prove a connection between all these people. Good luck. I mean, some of them will probably connect. But good luck.
High school education or barely a high school education. Like GW. Oh, and J for J. That lady, I keep thinking she must have got on drugs or something.
Okay, I'm not. What the fuck, man? Yeah, we're done with this shit. I can't do no more. Sorry, it's been 2 hours. I'm tapped. That's enough Betty for the day. I'm not going to let her. I don't know what she's about to say, so I don't want her redoxing people or saying shit again about people that is untrue. I'm not about to do that, so I'm calling it right there. Oh, Cosmic, it also might be if you were on one of the tiers, I had to redo some stuff, and so I got rid of a tier. So if you were on that tier, it might have booted you off that tier. That could be too. That was wild. That was messy. That was disgusting. That was all the things. That was a lot. But a great way to wrap out the night. Oh my God, Pineapple. This is, I'm just, the shit she's saying, like everything I was saying, like to rebuttal her, what I was saying, but these words, these exist. We've reviewed his own words. They don't want to do that. They continue to go over the same fucking interviews over and over and over again and push these narratives. And they are really amping up again. And I can't figure out why. What is going on right now that they're amping up so heavily again? There is something bigger here than the 10th. Because let me say this very loudly. Betty isn't that important to them. She's a useful idiot. Okay? Let's set the stage of what this really is. She will say anything they want, but in the big scheme of things, they could pull the plug out of that relationship and she would lose half of her support. She's just a useful idiot. If she starts to bring down their team and what they want to come out of this, she will be left high and dry, in my opinion, and to fend for herself. Elizabeth, thank you for becoming a member. Fuck, Ryan, right? It's been so hot here. But these people are just being used for something else. Something else is going on here, and it just feels really concocted and calculated. I don't know what it is. But these people are just useful idiots that will pass any narrative off. We've seen it time and time again. They're controlling the narrative, but why? Why so hardcore? Yeah, something about it is about to go down. There's something, money. That new vigil is coming up November 9th. That's weird to me too. I don't know. That whole thing of these events that they're planning and the implication that a lot of people, you know, some people feel differently, but a lot of people associate them with somebody that they're seeking justice for or somebody that's passed on. So to continue to have those, it seems like more posturing for something. Like, I'm glad that they're getting together to honor Sebastian, but is it helpful? I don't know. It just feels weird. And they're so determined to push a narrative that he is gone. They're destined to push that. I don't get it. Yeah, instead of organizing a search and all of them going out and searching, that's a good point, Patty Crocker. I'm not there, so I can't run my mouth on that. Like, I'm not able to search or anything, but Miss Upper Thigh, but he's the panel guest. That just seems weird to me. I don't know. Maybe there might be a bunch of stuff that they've said that I don't know about. I have no clue. There's so much going on. But why? They're amping up again. They're all coordinated. Spanky, hours and hours of content on this. Every day. There's no new updates. Silvers, Beddy, CJ. CJ was sent a cease and desist from their team too. That doesn't make sense. And now he's out there and they're like protecting him. Why? None of you like each other. Let's be honest here. What are you getting out of this besides some clicks and views and some YouTube acknowledgement? Yeah, Bonnie, that's weird. It's weird to me. But again, I don't know how these things normally go. Like, I don't know if there's a normal, like, I don't know. It just feels very, again, do whatever they want to do. It's their child missing. But I'm still like, something else is going on here. Are you going swimming?
It's warm. It's cold. It's warm.
Yeah, Pineapple. Yeah, he's on his fall tour, somebody said the other day, and I was like, that explains that well.
You said you were going to be on for a short live.
I
It's
know.
been 2 hours.
Yes, Mom. Go swimming. Something's up. I don't get that though, Terry. Like, it's just so weird to me. I get where you're going with that, but it feels so weird. It does feel really weird. Ugh. I hope they're not making a movie. Seriously, I thought that from jump though, that somebody was going to try that. They will. So many people have such self-serving interests in this case, and it's just really sad. It really is. Like, this is just too far though. That comparison of Stearns to Katie is probably one of the most disgusting things I've seen so far. Oh, Pen. Gotcha. Okay, I've been watching some of your comments come through. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to build this whole like OUR type foundation thing, it feels like, except in the missing children arena instead of human trafficking arena. I laid it all out and like picked out people of who they're trying to do like basically the same thing, in my opinion. And I'm assuming they're going to use Seth as kind of the face of it. That's just an assumption of mine, that he'll be used as the grieving father, to kind of get this foundation off the ground. And the reason I think that is because Seth has talked about having a 501c3 before on T-Rev 757 channel. I don't know. Ugh, Bonnie. Ugh. They made her look like the fool she is too, and she still thinks it's like something that is incredible. Dark, shady shit. Kentucky Cooter, absolutely. Yeah, Napa Valley Girl, that makes sense to me, what you're saying. Like, that makes sense to me that they have reoccurring, because they do have a foundation and they do have like that makes sense to me. This seems premature, if I'm being honest, because we don't know what happened to Sebastian. Oh, Pen, I've gone down a deep hole and pulled myself back, because honestly, at the end of the day, he's just another noisemaker in this big thing to me, and has nothing to do with the basis of the story. Like, he's not going to be foundational in bringing Sebastian home. He's not related. He has nothing to do with the foundational case itself. So I had to really separate him out and just go, yep, he's just another noisemaker, and I'm not giving that the attention.
The blue lights by the pool
Yeah.
aren't on.
Okay.
Inside one. And the palm tree's falling.
I know that palm tree's falling over. It's been so hot,
We
that
need to
palm
fix those
tree's.
lights, man.
It's so sad. Yeah, he's weird cosmic vibes. Oh, dear terms of service. Something Natalia Grace, I think, is what you're talking about. Kentucky Cooter, think about, we're just spectators, right? We're just viewers on the outside. Can you imagine living this life and trying to go to bed at night, trying to understand what the purpose is? Like, what did you do to random people on the internet for them to hate you so bad and dislike you so bad that they're willing to paint any narrative about you when they don't know anything about your life? We don't know if they did something. Could I be wrong that they did? Yeah. Is it unlikely? I have no fucking clue. I'm going to continue to have hope. I don't know what happened. There's too many possibilities to hone in on one theory right now. And am I going to feel guilty if I'm wrong? No, absolutely not. Because I live in America and it's innocent until proven guilty. I can't imagine doing this to the parents of a missing child, complete strangers. I can't imagine having this much hatred and discontent in one's life that you pray and capitalize off of people's suffering. I can't imagine being that lowest part in my life that I have nothing left to look towards or forward to, that I prey on capitalizing off of other parents that are missing their children, going through their worst times, worst days. I just can't. And to watch these women viciously attack this mom for no reason because we don't know. You don't have to like these people. They're complete strangers. But to do what's been done to them on both sides, fuck that. Dear terms of service, absolutely. That whole thing just tripped me out too. Fucking crazy to me. Right, Pen, it really is. It really is. Bob, what did you say up here? I only got half of your comment. I don't know what you said. I must have missed it. It's just fucking weird. I don't know. Well, on Social Butterfly, I'll be the first to say, like, I am absolutely a fan of multiple things can be true at one time. People can exploit their own children and their own tragedies and their own children. But at the same time, I can also understand that the desperation and still have empathy for those things and not jump to the conclusion that just because one thing is happening, that the other is an absolute must. So I think both things can be possible. I don't think it necessarily means somebody's guilty of harming said child, but I think people can absolutely take advantage of those situations too and exploit them themselves. I think both can coexist. So as far as treating them fairly, are they treating the victim fairly? That's where I go back to. Just because we bring a child into this world does not mean we have the right to re-victimize them for gain. That's mine. Smiles, it really is. Truly is. All right, y'all. Hey, Minnesota Greg, I'm out of here. I am going to bed. I will catch you guys maybe tomorrow evening. If not, I've got a surprise coming for my members, and I'll see the rest of you guys over the weekend sometime. But we're going to do some Where's Nonsense, aka Where's Waldo, tomorrow. So I've got some fun up ahead for you guys, though. I think you guys will enjoy it. I know the members will really enjoy it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Get some rest, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night.